Boot sponsorships, big names, big hype. People say it's just free boots. I used to think that too. Then I dug into real contracts with lawyers and agents, and wow, the money sits in the fine print. It's not a gift, it's a pay plan. Here's the simple truth. Most pro boot deals start with a guaranteed retainer. Think of it like a base salary. One example I studied showed a first-team fee worth £100,000 a year, paid in chunks, as long as the player stays in the squad and meets the basic rules. That base is the floor, not the finish. From there, brands stack layers. Performance bonuses for goals, assists, clean sheets, trophies. Extra fees for media days, social posts that are counted and scheduled. And at the very top, some stars pull in tens of millions because every layer hits at once. You're watching Kickin' Riches, and I'm Mark Ellison. I grew up in Manchester, where money was tight and football was life. So I look at this like a paycheck, not a poster. Did you expect endorsement deals to have a fixed salary? Today, I'll show you how these deals are built, paid, and protected. First stop, the guaranteed layer that sets everything up. Base pay. In number 1, we start with the base. The retainer is the anchor, but it is not one size fits all. Brands sort clubs into tiers, and the club you play for can change your money on day one. Here's what that looks like in practice. Category 1 clubs, think the biggest in Europe, pay the full base. I reviewed a real clause that set the first team base at £100,000 per year at a Category 1 club. Slide to a Category 2 club, and that same clause dropped the base to £75,000. Switch teams, and your retainer adjusts with you. Simple rule: bigger stage, bigger base. Most retainers are paid monthly or quarterly. They're steady, but they still come with basic conditions. Stay in the first team. Keep the brand happy on usage. Meet the minimum appearance rules. If any of that slips, reductions can kick in. We'll get to that. The base is the floor, not the ceiling. It keeps the lights on. It rewards status. But the real jump comes when you stack extras on top of that steady check. Let's add fuel to the fire with the next layer, performance bonuses and the cuts that hurt when you miss time. Number 2 turns the dial. Goals, trophies, and tournament moments can boost pay fast. But here's the twist. Miss too many games and some brands cut your money. I've seen clauses that slash a retainer by about 30% if a player appears in under 80% of matches. Playtime is money. Bonuses come in many shapes. Club success, like qualifying for Europe or lifting a trophy. National team milestones, like making the final tournament squad. And for attackers, per goal or per assist payments are common in practice, even if the exact amounts differ deal to deal. Let's walk a simple season for a top forward, just to show the stack. Say he's at a Category 1 club with a base of £100,000. For illustration only, imagine a per-goal bonus of £2,000 and a per-assist bonus of £1,000. 20 goals add £40,000. 10 assists add £10,000. Qualify for Europe add around $15,000 to $20,000. 2 content days at $2,000 each add $4,000. That rough total lands near £170,000 to £180,000. If injury drags him below the playtime trigger, shave about 30% off the base and watch the total drop. That's a good year, but the mega years start when a player becomes the face of a brand. Next up, the giant deals. Number 3 goes big. A tiny group of players sit on deals so large they feel unreal. They get the retainer, they get the bonuses, and they often lock in for many years, sometimes even for life. I'm talking about the very top tier. One-star forward signed with a major brand for about £23 million per year on an 11-year contract. Another icon earns around £18 million per year and later moved into a lifetime setup. A global goal machine pulls about £15 million per year with a lifetime package valued in the hundreds of millions. Even a young phenom agreed a long multi-year deal worth around £14 million per year. These are headline numbers, but they exist for good reasons: global reach, massive minutes, and perfect market fit. Below that, most pros get product-only or small stipends. A rising prospect might get boots, some travel kit, and a promise to review the deal if their minutes and social reach take off. Tiers move with minutes, followers, and the markets a brand wants to win. Climb the tier, and everything scales. But cash is only half the story. The real magic happens when a player becomes a sub-brand with shoes in their own name. That's where royalties start to flow. Number 4 is where a boot becomes a business. Signature lines turn a player into a sub-brand. Think a boot range built around one name, one logo, one story. The brand designs with the player, launches color packs around big games, and pushes retail hard. Here's the key: royalties. With a signature line, the athlete doesn't just take a flat fee, they also get a cut per pair sold. More pairs, more money. And it's not just the boot, it can stretch into lifestyle sneakers and merch under that same mark. When it works, that cut can add millions on top of the base. But design alone doesn't decide the payday. Distribution does. If the brand can make and ship massive numbers across many countries, royalties stack. If stock is tight or launches slip, the meter stalls. A brilliant boot that only drops in tiny amounts won't move the needle. If you had a signature line, what do you think is a fair cut on each sale? Big layers bring big control. When royalties enter the chat, the brand expects strict rules on what you wear and when you wear it. Next up, the exclusivity clauses that lock everything down. Number 5 is the fine print that bites. Most boot deals are exclusive. That means one brand across the covered categories: boots, training gear, lifestyle sneakers, sometimes even bags and accessories. If the deal is wide, you live in that logo. Mixing brands can trigger penalties, and some contracts even add first wear duties, so you debut new color packs as soon as a campaign launches. There's more. Context rules say what you wear in a club setting versus a national team setting. Media days, you show up in the sponsor's full outfit, not just boots. If the deal covers lots of categories, you may lose chances to sign unrelated gear deals unless your agent carves out exceptions. Quick reset before we go deeper. If you're learning from this, hit subscribe to Kickin' Riches, drop a like, and tell me your dream boot line in the comments. It helps the channel, and it tells me what to unpack next. Exclusivity is why the next part matters so much. When brands lock you in, they also ask for time and content. And they script how many days you owe them off the pitch. Let's break down the appearance days and the social deliverables that come with the check. Number 6 is the off-pitch job. Big or small, most deals come with appearance days and social deliverables. You might owe the brand set photo shoots, ad recordings, live events, and a fixed number of posts per year. Some contracts even specify formats, like 1 video, 2 stories, and 1 live chat. On those days, you wear the full sponsor look. It's work, and it's counted. Let's run a quick season for a starting fullback to compare with our forward. Say he's on a Category 2 base of £75,000. Fullbacks rarely score, so per goal cash is thin or zero. The upside comes from steady minutes, clean sheet bonuses if included, and content days. For a simple illustration, picture a clean sheet bonus of £500. 15 clean sheets brings $7,500. Add 3 content days at $1,000 each for $3,000. If the club qualifies for Europe, add around $10,000. Now the total sits close to £95,000 to £100,000, depending on the exact triggers. Not bad, but notice how the forward stack grew faster. This is why agents fight for balance. Too many duties and a player burns out. Too few and the brand won't pay more. Next, the negotiation moves that protect the player. Number 7 goes inside the room. These contracts can swallow your time and block other deals if you don't push back. Good agents look for daylight. They ask for carve-outs, approvals, limits, and clear upside. Carve-outs let a player sign in non-competing spaces. If the boot deal covers footwear and apparel, you try to carve out watches, headphones, or tech. If the brand grabs lifestyle sneakers too, you try to carve out formal shoes. The wider the contract, the higher the retainer should be. Next, image approval. Top players don't want their face on a campaign that doesn't fit. Approval language gives room to say no to a bad concept. Then come content limits. Cap the number of shoot days and posts so the season stays sane. 3 or 4 days a year is a common target in big deals. Finally, watch for bonus caps. Brands love upside limits to stop runaway payments. Players want open ceilings on performance. Get these 4 dials right and the deal feels fair. Miss them and the work piles up while the upside stalls. We're not done yet. Even clean contracts can hide nasty surprises. Let's talk pitfalls.
Number 8 is the danger zone. Small clauses can cost big chunks of money if you miss them. We already hit playtime cuts, fall under roughly 80% of matches, and the brand can cut the base by around 30%. That hurts. Auto-renew is another trap. Some deals roll forward unless the player serves notice by a set date. Miss the window and an old rate can lock in for another year. Extension triggers can also swing leverage. A clause might add a year if you hit an award shortlist or if your team qualifies for a tournament. Hit it and you're stuck. Miss it and your value can drop. Inventory risk is real too. If a signature release gets delayed, royalties stall because there are fewer pairs to sell. Even a strong design can't earn if stock never ships. Add in penalties for mixing brands, and a single photo in the wrong sneakers can lead to a fine. Protect yourself with reminders, clean definitions, and fair review rights. Track playtime, content days, and renewal dates like they're matches. With the hazards mapped, we can finally step back and see the whole picture. Time to wrap and decode the hype. We just lifted the lid on book deals. It's not freebies, it's a layered paycheck. A retainer sets the floor. Bonuses lift the ceiling. Tiers rise and fall with minutes, reach, and market fit. Signature lines add royalties, but only if distribution moves real pairs. Then come the rules: exclusivity, first wear duties, and limits on what you can endorse. Appearances and social posts turn it into a second job. Smart carve-outs and approval rights protect time and image. And the risks are real: playtime cuts, auto-renews, and stock delays. Now you know how to read the next rumor about a record contract. Ask what's guaranteed, what's performance, what the duties are, and what the traps are. Base is the floor, not the finish. If this helped you see the game behind the game, hit subscribe, like, and share it with a friend who loves football money stories. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Knowing all this, what boot sponsorship rumor will you view differently now? And which clause do you think fans should talk about more?